Hello, let us talk about Mission 2, and we're starting with the GoO overview. We finished talking about Mission 1, now we're talking about Mission 2. So Mission 2 has two parts to it. In the first part, the PCs, basically, they're in their jump ship exploring Patient Zero's dropship, which they found in Mission 1. They use the information in Patient Zero's dropship to find Patient Zero's jump ship. Then they travel to the jump ship. They go into Patient Zero's jump ship, and they use that jump ship to find out where planet Mayadi is, because it's a super secret hidden planet. But this jump ship's been there before, so the flight log should say where it is. And during all that, the PCs end up fighting some monsters and seeing a bunch of dead people, and it's all spooky scary. And once the PCs arrive at Planet Mayadi, Part 1 ends and Part 2 begins. And Part 2 is a dungeon crawl within an old secret Word of Blake biolab research facility, bioweapons research facility where GMP was made. But once the Word of Blake lost the Jihad and went away, the Republic of the Sphere took over this lab and then they abandoned it. So the PCs have to do a dungeon crawl, solve a puzzle to get the cure to GMP to save everyone back in Marion City or Sherwood City or whatever city it is for Mission 1. Yes. Now, I wrote Part 2 and Red wrote Part 1. And then Red rewrote my Part 2 in his own way, and that is just fine. So let's get into it. But first, I need to confess something. The formatting is a little different between Mission 1 and Mission 2 because the team we've had that has put this together has been written by like 3 or 5 people, and we haven't done this before, so we were kind of brainstorming about how we wanted to format it and how do we want to make the headers as we were writing all this, and what ended up is we had 2 different formatting styles for the headers. But that's okay. I'm going to explain them. They're still pretty similar. Red has some introductory fiction here. That's just for you to enjoy. That's not for the players or to help you run it. Very nice of him to write that for us. So, as you can see, mission synopsis. Level 1 heading, level 1 heading. They're both just different style of formatting the headings. Okay, scene. Let's find a good scene example. Here's one. So, scene 1, scene, again, level 1 heading, level 1 heading. They're different. Level 2 heading, level 2 heading. Summary, scan this. The scan this is just ripped from Shadowrun missions. They use scan this to mean here's the summary. The tell it to them straight, that's ripped from Shadowrun missions. It's just introduction for the players. It's what you read. And then behind the scenes, GM information. Same thing here. We were thinking about, instead of ripping Shadowrun's terminology of scan this, tell it to them straight behind the scenes, we'll come up with something more battle techy. Briefing, sit rep, victory conditions, reinforcements, tactical analysis, and so forth. But it's all the same sort of thing, just different terminology, which is why I put these parentheticals here. Briefing, that's just the summary, same thing. Introduction for players, that's SIPRET, same thing as tell to them straight. Introduction for players. See how it's the same thing, it's just formatted differently? Yeah, you get it. You're smart. It's not that complicated. Now let's talk about this Mission 2. This Mission 2 is very linear and it's very story heavy. Read and role play. Read and role play. We got big introductions for the players. Read the introduction for the player. Role play during the reading. Role play after the reading. Make some skill checks. Rinse and repeat. Again, read the sit rep. Role play when you can. Make some skill checks. We have some skill checks here to be made. Rinse and repeat. Listen to the story. Tell the story. Show the story until we get to the dungeon crawl. And then there's still some reading to do. So very story driven. And that's just fine. That's just great. Red and I are very different GMs. I'm very much a tell, don't show. Let's do the gamey game stuff. And Red is very much a show, don't tell, focus on story, which is fine. Two different ways of GMing, both perfectly valid. It adds variety. I'm happy about it. Okay, so here's the mission synopsis, and I'm going to summarize this. This basically just reviews mission 1 and provides a summary of mission 2, this one. Scene 1. In this scene, it introduces the PCs to the mission, and the setting is on their jump ship talking to their boss. So read the summary for yourself, read the sit rep for the players, role play with them. You'll be role playing an NPC who is the PC's boss, and just set up the mission for them. Scene 2. The setting is Patient Zero's drop ship. Now, Patient Zero's drop ship is attached to the PC's jump ship at this point in time. Everybody's in space. If you don't know, the jump ship is used to travel between planets. It's too big to operate in atmosphere. A drop ship is attached to a jump ship, and you use the drop ship to drop down to a planet once the jump ship has arrived at a planet. And the drop ship operates in atmosphere. So drop ship, jump ship, know the distinction. It's important. So right now, the PCs are on their jump ship, which has Patient Zero's drop ship attached to it. And they need to get in there and find out where Patient Zero's jump ship is by listening to the sit rep and then making skill checks. Once they find out where Patient Zero's jump ship is, I mean, it's orbiting the planet where Mission 1 occurred, obviously, but where is it orbiting? You gotta find out. So scene 3, once the players get into Patient Zero's jump ship, they have to start it back up because the whole thing turned off. And they may have to fight a monster. So listen to story time, role play a bit, explore the spooky, scary jump ship with the dead bodies everywhere, maybe fight a monster, get the jump ship back up and running. And figure out where Planet Mayati is. Because it's a hidden planet, it's not just public information where Planet Mayati is. But that information should be in this jump ship because it's been to Planet Mayati and it has flight logs. So skill checks for the win to find out where Planet Mayati is. Once you find out where Planet Mayati is, you travel there, and that takes some time, and then you get attacked by another monster, and you kill the monster. In scene 4, here's the stats for the monster. And then you arrive at Planet Mayati, which was a hidden planet the Word of Blake used to conduct bioweapons research. And it's where they created the Galaxian Megaplague, or GMP. And it's where Patient Zero caught it from. So this part is what I call part 2. And I actually wrote this in my own style, and Red rewrote it in his own style. And I'm very thankful that he did that. So I'm just going to go ahead and explain how this works in my own words. And to do that, we have to get to the map, because I can't think without a map. Okay, so here's the map of the facility. Now, Red may make a better version of this in the Adobe Suite, but this is what I have. This is what I have laminated. A copy of this will be available to you, but you might have a better one. If you notice, let's zoom in here. This is kind of a hybrid battle map / theater of the mind map because I didn't draw in what's in every room. I did label the rooms. Here's decontamination airlock, environmental protection gear, medical bay, hazmat room, conference room, watch post, security center, and so on. So the room's not empty. We have descriptions of what's in the room. The players just have to imagine it. And when the players walk in here, and by here I mean any room, you can read to them what's in it. Here, facility map key. They walk in the decontamination airlock, bam, you can read this to them. And then there's GM notes for stuff that you should know that the players don't need to know or should find out on their own. Watch post and so on. Explains what's in those rooms. I'll be back here. When the players first get here, they're on the outside. And a NPC is in the watch post, and he sees them through cameras and addresses them through the public address system, saying, "Hey, I'm glad you're here. Please help. Me and my explorer buddies are trapped. Please come in here and save us." So the players walk in the decontamination airlock. They walk in here. They find the NPC. This blue thing is a window. The players can break it if they want, but there's no point. And the NPC says, "Hey, I'm an explorer. The rest of my explorers are trapped in the basement because of technical difficulties. We need to figure out the passcode to the blast door, or the blast-proof door that leads to the basement so we can get them out. That's really important because the air to the basement has accidentally been cut off due to technical difficulties, and they're going to suffocate in however much time is left for us to play this game at this convention. So if the players don't complete this dungeon in time, then NPCs die. The PCs fail to get the antidote to GMP, and then everyone in the city from Mission 2 dies. They lose. And that's fine with me. Okay, moving on. Also, the NPC says there's monsters in here, but the PCs can take them because they're heroes. Or not. So, there's a very singular puzzle to figure out the passcode to the blast door. That puzzle has handouts. The handouts are anatomy charts. This is printed out and laminated to this. This has a code on it that you can only read if you wear red decoder glasses, which the PCs must find and will be physically handed to the players. Notice this human cell anatomy has the cytoplasm circled, and the code here is first. This anatomy chart has the appendix circled. The code here is second. Pilus, third, and soma, fourth. And it's a 4-letter passcode they need to find. So that's cytoplasm, C, appendix, A, pilus, P, and soma, S, caps. It spells caps. The code to that door is caps, and you can type it into something in the executive's office. And there's hints and clues in the executive's office. There's hints and clues everywhere to help them figure that out. But that's the basic puzzle. And you can read all about that in here. Oh yeah, these monsters are in here. They're the same monsters from the jump ship. So you only have one bad guy to worry about the stats for. Note, I do not currently have a separate handout of stats for the monster. It's just right here. So you're going to have to pull that out, which should be fine. And that's Mission 2. Remember, Mission 2 is very easy because it's very linear and story-driven and straightforward. Just read the sit rep, role play, skill checks, rinse and repeat. Read the sit rep, role play, skill checks, rinse and repeat. Now, you don't have to read this all word for word if you don't want to. You can take notes and just read from what you know in your memory. That's just fine. And that is Mission 2. I will see you in the next video, which will be going over Mission 3.